our objective and our policy directives cannot be solely to increase arrival figures, but must be driven by the impact that tourism has on the life of the ordinary Jamaican.
And that's the platform on which the Tourism and Entertainment Ministry is carrying out its duties during this fiscal year. A tourism sector that is working for Jamaica. A robust marketing campaign and diversifying the tourism markets. Just two of the tools the ministry is using to attract more than 3.5 million visitors who came to Jamaica in 2014.
Of note, Mr. Speaker, the Scandinavian market is performing spectacularly well. In just 2 months, January and February of this year, we had over 6,000 arrivals.
Strategies are also in play to surpass the 1.4 million cruise ship arrivals from last year. For the first time this year, a record-breaking 3 cruise ships will be home porting in Montego Bay, the Louis Crystal, Thompson Dream and Aida Bea. And in 2016, the ministry will welcome a 4th cruise ship to our shores for home porting.
The reports are that the occupancies, especially in the small and medium-sized hotels, are higher than they have ever been before. We expect this trend to continue.
The Tourism Ministry is reaching out to investors to expand Jamaica's offerings and earnings from the sector. Courtyard Marriott in New Kingston will open its doors in a few months.
Expansion and construction is about to start on a number of projects that are already on the books. And these, when completed, Mr. Speaker, will add more than 1,600 new rooms over the next 18 months. There are another 1,500 new rooms being proposed, which are at the land acquisition and advanced planning stages.
These will complement existing brands such as Sectoral, Melia, Royalton, Hyatt and Moon Palace. Under the new Fiscal Incentives Act, the number of tourism properties eligible for tax benefits for reinvestment and refurbishing has increased from 100 to 400.
The majority of the newly eligible properties will be small properties and medium-sized properties which have not been able to access incentives for years.
Other tourism subsectors such as transportation and attractions are also now entitled to tax reliefs of various kinds. Benefits under the new regime include employment tax credits, lower corporate income tax, product input relief, and favorable capital allowances.
Is that our product here in Jamaica, persons will now be able to invest on a regular basis and keep that investment because the incentives are there. All the properties will have the chance and they'll be able to do it in perpetuity. And what that means is that our tourism sector can stay on the cutting edge of the industry all over the world.
As regional neighbor Cuba re-established diplomatic ties with the United States, concerns were raised. Could this cause a fallout in visitor arrivals to Jamaica? But the ministry hasn't been waiting on that report to act.
In anticipation of this move, over the past 2 years, we've been having serious discussions with Cuba. So we were already far advanced with plans and programs, anticipating this inevitable change in policy.
Already, the Louis Crystal, also known as Cuba Cruises, is home porting in Montego Bay. And there are discussions with another Cuban tour operator, Havana Tour, to explore multi-destination opportunities to Jamaica. Kingston's entry corridor leading from the Norman Manley International Airport is to be improved at a cost of $258 million. The West will also be benefiting from the Transformational Project Initiative. The Montego Bay Hip Strip in St. James will be renovated. The removal of light posts and exposed electrical wiring are among the works to be conducted. Studies reveal that only 6% of tourism workers have pension plans. So Cabinet has approved the establishment of a defined contribution pension scheme for these workers. Contributions are to be provided by both employers and employees, beginning initially with the accommodation subsector.
Of fundamental importance is that both Cabinet and the sector have agreed to establish this pension scheme by January 2017.
During this fiscal period, the Ministry of Tourism and Entertainment will continue working to ensure that Jamaica becomes the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.